Zach, why isn't it like South Korea? Why wasn't there a sense that a garrison could be kept in Kabul to prop up the elected government of Afghanistan? What are the differences between South Korea and Afghanistan?
Well, I think centuries of tribalism and fighting among themselves is one difference. But I also would tell you, I'm not a neocon, but I felt like if we'd have left the 2,500 troops on the ground, we had no deaths there in 18 months. Frankly, it was a stabilizing force, and it was almost like holding your finger in the bottom of the boat when you don't want the water to come in. That finger was just jerked out, and then obviously the Taliban overtook everybody much quicker than anyone had thought. But there was plenty of information. Many members of Congress were saying 3 and 4 months ago, don't do this in a precipitous way. You have to have an orderly withdrawal. So it was really more the way it was done than why it was done. But also, we needed after 9/11 to have some stability in the Middle East. And now the Taliban has a place from which to operate and export terrorism. So George Bush was right. We're either going to fight him over there, or we're going to fight him over here. Unfortunately, I'm afraid now we're going to fight him more over here. Now, having said that, I do think, Christopher, that the one thing that brings Republicans and Democrats together in this country is China. And I do think there's a big focus now on the Indo-Pacific region, the moves that China is making from cyber to currency, their globalization and their presence around the world. They've been investing in Africa for decades now. China is the one thing that brings Republicans and Democrats together in this country. Afghanistan did not.
Do you feel, Zach, in a way that Obama began the dismantling of the United States presence in Afghanistan? Trump really hastened that when he said that the U.S. would definitely be leaving, and then released the 5,000 Afghan militia who had previously been in prison, the Taliban militia. And Biden, in many ways, was left holding the baby. And I agree that the precipitate way it was that the Americans left really added to the sense of crisis. But there was an inevitability about it in Afghanistan, which I think the point you're making is that there's more unity in the U.S. about China and the Indo-Pacific, and a pivot to the Indo-Pacific from the U.S. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Yeah, but I don't think it was an intentional pivot. To be honest with you, I think the withdrawal of Afghanistan was just a campaign promise that Biden had made a long, long time ago, and he was going to follow through with it no matter what. Is the Trump administration culpable here? Of course they are. I mean, Secretary Pompeo, his Secretary of State, has tried to put the best face on this that he could of what they did. But like you said, releasing the prisoners, doing business with the Taliban, I mean, from Kim Jong-un in North Korea to the Taliban, the Trump administration was trying to make deals with bad guys all around the world, and some of that came home to roost. So it's not all on Biden, but the way it was done is on Biden. President Andrew Jackson used to say in this country, to the victor goes the spoils, but to the victor also goes the responsibility. This is not Trump's responsibility. He's not the president. I don't know if he would have honored those deadlines and the timing. I don't know if he would have changed and left the 2,500 troops there. I don't think he would have ever agreed to this kind of precipitous withdrawal, but this is on Biden. You can't get around it. This is on Biden. This is his watch, his responsibility. It was not done well. It's not one of our finer moments. We should be ashamed of our leadership right now. And I mean, the good news for the world is we have a great crop of new young leaders. I mean, I'm hoping Dan Crenshaw or Governor Ron DeSantis is the next president. We got a great group of younger leaders. The older guys need to just get out of the way, Christopher, and make room for the younger guys, because we don't really need it. I mean, if you're a patient in healthcare, you don't want the 78-year-old doing surgery on you. And this country needs surgery right now. We need younger Americans in leadership.